Welcome back to another of my unscripted thoughts. This time we're going to be talking about Xbox and the current state in which it's in, what its future is looking like, and just giving my overall opinions on where I think Xbox will be in 5 years from now. Let's begin by starting off with where Xbox currently is right now. Xbox is in an interesting position where a lot of people are saying that it's dead, lost the console war, which wouldn't I wouldn't go against that. I would agree. Technically, they did lose the console war. There's no metric that favors them. Console sales, subscriptions, probably the thing that they do have going for them. But console sales for sure can't show that they've been winning. I mean, PlayStation 5, if I'm not mistaken, has outsold them 4-1, 5-1. So like for every 4 or 5 PlayStations sold, one Xbox is sold. I mean, don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
It really allows a company like Sony to get pretty complacent, especially when they realize they have no competition. Now, Xbox has actually not been apparently selling that well. In the year of 2024, in the United States alone, they sold 2.7 million units. That means it is by far the worst performance in actual history of the system. And of course, when you look at places like Europe, they've sold 290,000 units. And obviously in Japan, I can assure you that number maybe just drops into the thousands. Actually, the reason Japan is going to be a bit lower, not that much, it's a bit of a hyperbole, is that the actual console market in Japan is conveniently shrinking as the PC market is rising. And of course, you've also got mobile gaming as well. So yeah, PC gaming is kind of becoming a almost nirvana in the country, but that's a whole separate video.
PlayStation 5 has just been selling. It's just been selling, which is part of the course for PlayStation consoles, except for the PlayStation 3. You just think back to the PlayStation 3 era. It's probably the only time in which PlayStation actually lost against Xbox in terms of units sold and everything. And not even totally, because I think throughout the years, cumulatively, of its console life, I think towards the very end, it ended up catching up to Xbox, like in terms of console sales. But throughout most of that generation, it was Xbox 360. Xbox 360, everything was Xbox 360. That's all you would see. Most of my friends had that. I was the only odd one out that, first of all, I didn't even have a PlayStation 3, and second of all, I didn't even have an Xbox. But everybody else, yeah, mostly everybody, like 10 out of 10 friends, 8 had Xbox 360s and 2 had PlayStation 3s. But going back to the current topic at hand, that was the only time. That was the only time in which Xbox actually surpassed and beat PlayStation in the console wars. Only during that generation. And it was a great fucking system. I understand why. The Xbox 360 was really, really good. Great games on it. Service. The console itself was pretty solid. Except for the ring of death that would happen.
Throughout that generation, the 360, while getting out early, still had a pretty serious problem that became infamous. Technically, it was 3 problems, that being 3 red lights that would pop up when your system would fail. They dealt with a failure rate so high that was in some instances reported through surveys as over 50%, that they ended up having to spend over $1 billion just replacing all of the Xbox 360s. And throughout that generation, they actually worked behind the scenes in an attempt to eliminate that red ring and bring the failure rates way, way down.
Now, fast forwarding, after that one generation in which Xbox did beat PlayStation, well, it's not surprising that they still find themselves in the same place where PlayStation just always outsells them, always outsells them, always outsells them. So, Xbox is developing a new strategy, according to Phil Spencer. He recently, a couple days ago, started basically stating that Xbox is done trying to compete in the console war. They're no longer going to try to beat PlayStation or Nintendo in terms of console sales, like unit sales. They're focusing on something else, which some of you may think it's dumb and like that's the end of the Xbox brand and Xbox in general, but I don't think so. This is where I give my opinion, but you could leave yours down below if you disagree with mine, or if you agree with mine, whatever. Basically, these guys are now focusing on what, in my opinion, truly matters, which is video game sales. So software. They're switching from an emphasis on hardware, and they're switching to an emphasis on software.
Are all Xbox games going to PlayStation someday, or will there still be exclusives? How are those red lines looking these days?
We are finding that our games shipping on multiple platforms is a good thing for Xbox. It makes Xbox stronger. It lets us do shows like we did with Showcase with great games, give our game time teams the time they need for us to invest in platform, for us to invest in hardware. I think all of this is part of what Xbox is going to be when we go forward. When you ask the question like no, I mean, there's Xbox games that have shipped that we're not going to put on other platforms. Some of the things we'll look at how they do, but you're going to see more games, not just shipping on PlayStation, shipping on Nintendo. We'll continue to support Steam the way that they ship. We want our games to be in places that people play. We think that enables us to do more on platform, do more on hardware, and it's a good system for us that works. It doesn't mean every other company's got to do it that way, but it does mean I think that measuring our progress is different than maybe we measured the progress of Xbox or a console-only platform 10 years ago. And this has enabled us to grow in places that we don't normally. Our fastest growing region right now is Asia in terms of players.
And that's just, in my opinion, the winning strategy going forward for the next 5 years. And if you think I'm crazy to say that, I don't think so. I think it's true because, like, just think about it. PlayStation will always beat Xbox and consoles, right? People just accepted that. And the industry as a whole. So, with Xbox shifting to software instead, right, which is games, Game Pass, a subscription, anything that has to do with software, they're gonna end up being the top dogs in the industry, in my opinion, because they're no longer limited to just having their games on their consoles, right? Which was a way to try to get more console sales, but now that they don't need to focus on that, woo! They just opened the floodgates, so to speak. They're going to be sending Halo to PlayStation. Forza Horizon is already going to be there this year. Indiana Jones has been announced. Stalker 2 probably at some point will also get there. So I think timed exclusives will still exist on Xbox. Kind of like to give the current Xbox owners of the console some type of reward, for supporting them with the console sales. But either way, just like PlayStation's games now always go to PC, Xbox's games will always go to PlayStation. And yeah, at first people are going to be mad, especially those really true fanboys. I'm not a huge fanboy of Xbox. I actually always had PlayStation 1, 2, 3, really late, only like 2 years I had it, but I had it. 4, the only one I haven't had is 5, because I couldn't get it. All those damn scalpers, you guys remember? Just fucking buying them up everywhere and just selling them for like $200, $300 more, $400 more sometimes. It's insane time. So I didn't opt for that. I didn't want to have to wait, buy it for like too much. No, that. What I did is I got the Xbox 360. Sorry, the Xbox Series X. I'm already thinking about the greatest console that ever existed. That was a great console. No, but the Series X. I ended up with that one because of that. And I can't have complaints, Like, Game Pass to me has been really, really good. I love its value proposition. Some may not think that $20 is worth it per month for the games they give, but I think it's worth it. I've had a lot of games that I've played, games I probably wouldn't have even touched, games that I'm more incentivized to try, especially because of cloud gaming. Cloud gaming is another aspect that people don't really touch upon. But that's another thing that's going to give Xbox the upper hand in the long run, in the next 5 years. Trust me.
And I think about hours. Our fastest growing hours is on cloud. It's us finding players in places that people want to go play. They want to buy a console. They want to buy a gaming desktop. Great. Our games will be awesome there. Our consoles will be a great place to play. But let's let games live where players want to play them.
I'm not talking about hardcore gamers, but I am talking about all those gamers that slip through the cracks, right? That they don't really have much time to do downloads. Work gets in the way, life gets in the way. They don't want to drop money on the console because of that, because they don't have that much money or time, to begin with. to play video games. So cloud game is going to be a great value proposition, especially 5 years from now. It already plays pretty solid for me. I haven't had any issues, except for maybe once or twice, but I've been able to finish like 2, 3 full on games through cloud gaming. So I know the future for it is going to be good, especially for all those gamers, like I said, that slip through the cracks, that they don't want to drop money on a console due to whatever reason that they have. And with cloud gaming, they can just jump into it. No downloads, no updates. Just start the game, wait for it to begin, connect your controller to your TV, to your PC, to your tablet, to your phone. And there you go. It's like they said, right? This is an Xbox. If my fridge had a smart TV on it, probably turn it into an Xbox. My phone that I'm recording this on is an Xbox. What you're watching this on, probably also an Xbox. So people may think it's a gimmick right now, but it eventually is going to click in. Watch. A lot of these people that are saying, Xbox is dead. Why are they even trying anymore? They should just give up. Just give it time. Give it time. PlayStation can still keep up when it comes to cloud gaming, subscription sales, focusing on software, right? You know how they're also doing PC games now? But it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same because Xbox has the head start already. They have the whole ecosystem with Game Pass, which gives you cloud gaming, gives you all these games per month, right? Gives you day one releases for now some major titles like Call of Duty. Like, it's good. For me, the future of Xbox looks pretty bright if you don't look at it from the traditional console perspective. Because I think even PlayStation knows it. They're going to continue dominating when it comes to console sales, but even they know that the future is a mix of Game Pass-like services and cloud gaming. And obviously continuing to do their PC ports as well. But before I finish, another thing that Xbox is going to have benefit to them is the fact that now they're already going to be on PlayStation as well. The fact that they're going to be now there as well gives them Xbox sales and the added millions more of players on PlayStation. And also, apart from those extra players that they get from PlayStation, they'll be able to lure in possibly more people to Game Pass. Who knows? Who knows? Right now, there's too much console loyalty, fanboyism, right? But I think with the years and with cloud gaming and everything else kind of becoming more prominent than it is now, yeah, Xbox is in a head start. They're definitely a head start, so they just got to keep focusing on that. Which, again, I agree with their current strategy of not having their console be their main focus and shifting the focus to software, to their video game sales on other platforms, and their continued growth of Game Pass. That's going to be the winning formula in the future. I actually do think that. So, let me know what you think. Do you agree with the direction that Xbox is going? Do you disagree? Do you think it's the stupidest thing ever? Do you think it's a really smart move, like how I personally think? Trying to get ahead of the game? Or any other opinion you may have, just let me know. Put it down below. Put it down below, and I'll check it out and I'll reply to it. But until then, this was my unscripted thoughts for Xbox, or the state of Xbox, and the future, for where it's going. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. That way you can catch these videos along with my usual reaction videos to Demon Slayer right now, but I'll also be uploading to other shows, animes, movies, whatever I may react to. It's a mix of both these unscripted thoughts that I have and the reaction videos. So, as long as you have notifications enabled, you won't miss out on any of them. I'll see you next time. Hope you have a great rest of your day.